welcome to this tutorial in which we're going to take a look at how to use basic sounds in Unity. And as always, if you find any part of this video useful, please remember to like, subscribe, positive comment below, and of course any comments for future content. Okay, so it occurred to me well, basically today, that I've not done a video where we just look at sounds, so I thought it was time we had a look at that. I have included it in previous videos as part of other projects, but not dedicated. So I've got a little scene, I've got a little thing that I sort of put together in Blender, nothing fancy enough right now, and it's just got the movement code from one of the early tutorials that I've done, where I can just move forwards and rotate, so nothing fancy. But what I want to do is add some coins that I can collect. So I've got a coin that I made in Blender, nothing great, just a little coin with an F in its character. I'm just going to say, no, I don't want to import the camera, I don't want to import the lights, press apply. So now when I drag this coin onto the scene, I've got this little coin. I forgot to put a material on it, so I've just got a material that I've just made in Unity, which is just a yellow with a metallic sort of look to it. So it should just look like a nice gold coin that we can collect. This is from an early project where we were collecting fitness coins. So I've got the coin there now. So what I'm going to do is add a box collider. So that becomes something I can collect. I'm going to add a rigid body. I'm just going to open this up, and I want this to be a trigger so that it doesn't start falling through the ground and it's not actually solid. And I also want to say it's kinematic. This means I can drive through it, but it will still detect a collision point. So the next thing I just want to add is an audio source. So this is going to allow it to play a little sound effect when collision detection happens. So it's now got an audio source. I can leave all of this blank for the moment, or should I say as default. So what I've also got is some code. So if I jump into the code itself, wherever it's got, there we go. So I have got a rotation speed 10. That's just because I like my coins to sort of rotate on the spot. We don't need that. But I like it. I've got an audio source, which I'm just calling audio, and I've got an audio clip. So this is like having your media player, your music player, whereas this is going to be the track that the media player plays. And I've just called it SFX for sound effects, or I think if memory serves, that used to be meant for special effects. Either way, it'll do for now. Rename it as you see fit. In my start function, I'm just saying audio.getAudioSource component, so that's going to grab this audio source from the actual Unity project and allow us to program directly to it. In my update function, I'm just transforming the rotation, transform.rotate, not the same as rotation. I'm not rotating around the X or Z, just the Y axis, which is the sort of the up-down. So you'll see it's rotating around and of course proportional to the frame rate of the computer. Now this is the bit I have had to add. If you've got Visual Studio Community all configured properly, it will auto-complete. But I've got this on trigger enter, because again back here I told it to be a trigger, otherwise it won't work. And if the other .gameObject.tag is player, because I don't want anything else to be able to collect this coin, I'm going to say, so if the player hits it, destroy this object. Now I've put a 1 second delay because I've learned through trial and error that if you try and destroy it immediately, it doesn't have time to trigger the sound. Now a longer way around is you could actually instantiate, you could spawn an object that just plays the sound. I tend to just mess about with delays, so it sort of hits it, plays the sound, then destroys. So it's going to destroy this 1 second after this line, and it's going to play the sound effect. So it's using the audio, as in this media player, and it's going to play the sound effect that obviously we've assigned. And again, this is public. 1 is the maximum volume. So if you want to play at half volume, we just go 0.5 F, and that'll give you it at half volume. But like I said, I want mine to be full volume for now. So I'm just going to save that, even though I'd made no changes to it. We're going to come back into Unity, and this should start to give us the option to actually now collect this coin. Okay, so I'm going to drag the script on, and hopefully, if I've not made any silly mistakes, we should be able to hear this play. And we didn't, because I forgot to do something. Honestly, I do these things on purpose. If I click on the coin, I expand the script, I forgot to add the sound effect. These are really common mistakes that many people make. Now the sound effect I'm using, I went onto a website called Pixabay. There's a lot of royalty-free stuff. Now don't be afraid to record your own samples. Get your mobile phone out, get a sound recorder, and record your own. It can be a lot of fun. There's even careers in doing something called faux sound. Please do go look it up. So I came onto Pixabay earlier, and I couldn't think what to say, what the phrase was, so I looked up ka-ching, because that's what I basically wanted to hear, a ka-ching sound. And I found just one, but it said cash register. So I was then able to just look for cash register sounds as well. So either way, I downloaded it into Unity. There it is, straight from Pixabay. And now I can drag the sound effect on. So now when I press play, it should now, of course, play that sound effect. There we go, coin's rotating kind of slowly, but it'll do. There we go, so hopefully you did hear that. The coin disappeared, and that's it. That's how you can add little sound effects to your game's environments. Okay, I'm not going to stop there though. A quick tip: if you download these sound effects, you may have noticed there's a lot of space at the beginning and space at the end. Now this is going to take up disk space. What we can very quickly do, if I go into Audacity, there are other sounds available. Sorry, by sounds I mean sound editors, or DAWs as they're sometimes called, digital audio workstation, I think. So if I just press open, there we go, I've got this sound. I can just highlight it, press delete, I can highlight that, press delete, and then I could just go and save it, and it's now a shorter waveform, and we're not wasting time at the beginning. Again, I just thought I'd show you that very quickly, because it might come in useful for something you're working on when sounds don't play when you expect them to, just because there's lots of extra white noise between. I'm not going to save that for now. Okay, so I'm going to show you one more thing. That sound just plays directly to your speakers, full blast, in full stereo. Now you might have noticed I've put a little object over here. In my day we called it a ghetto blaster. I think some of you youngsters call them boom boxes, or because stereos. It's I don't care what you call it, it's your choice. So I've got this little boom box, and again I'm going to add an audio listener. Now I'm going to do something which I believe is called Diegetic, where the sound is going to come out of this device. So I'm going to add an audio source. I'm going to drag what I've already got as this tuning radio. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick listen. So it's just sort of background junk for now. Have I got a play button? There we go. So it's just going to sort of play some static kind of noise. And I wanted to sort of be able to hear it as I get close to it, and the louder the closer and closer you get. Again, this can be really useful in VR games as well if you want to lift something to your ears. So I've got the boombox, I've added the audio source. I'm going to come down here, play on wake, yep. I'm also going to press loop. I want this to always be playing. We could hook it up to a trigger event, but I'm not going to. I'm going to come down here, and it says spatial blend. Right now it's set to 2D, which is just like the coin collection was. But if I slide this over, it's now a 3D sound. And I played with this earlier. I'm going to click on linear roll off. So because what I found with the logarithmic was you can always hear it no matter what. So I'm going to change it to linear. I'm going to say I want this to be minimum distance 3 and maximum distance 7. Again, you might want to play and experiment with this depending on your game. So now if I press, very frustrating. Notice this other mistake. I've left it pressing play all this time, meaning this is about to disappear. Yep, disappeared. So I'm going to have to do that again. Never mind. Audio source. Drag the tuning radio over. But I just press loop, spatial blend, logarithmic to linear. I'm going to make that 3. Make that 7. So now, and this is not going to be perfect by the way. I've got to still make one change. It does mostly work. Depends on the kind of game you make it. So now we can't hear anything. As I get close, there we go. Now notice we can hear it now, but now it's gone. And that's because where the sound is coming from is from the actual camera itself. So if I go into my object and find the camera has the audio listener attached. And that's the sensitive point. So if I scroll back so we can see where the camera is and just start driving round, it's when that cursor is actually near the stereo. So what I'm going to do is, I'll stop that, I'm going to actually take that off the camera, so I'm just going to turn it off. I'm going to go onto my bike itself. I'm going to add an audio listener there instead. So now it's this central part that's going to be sensitive to it. And again, you can play with this. You can play with these sounds. Maybe 7's not far enough away. You maybe want to, sorry, yeah, too close, maybe take up to 10. This is going down to you and your game design. But that should give you enough now to kind of have a little sound effect. There we go, we can hear it now. As I get slowly away, it should get quieter. And again, you could play with these sounds a bit more. But either way, so you basically know how to add a sound to an object, how to put some background sound on, because you could just have background music playing the whole time. And obviously you've seen very, very quickly how you could quickly edit a sound effect. Okay, so as always, if you found something useful, please remember to like, subscribe, maybe even consider sharing this video. And I will see you in the next one.